We're happy to welcome back to our studio here at Calabash TV. It seemed like a long time ago we had Chef Denis Rosembert with us here at Calabash. Chef, welcome back to Calabash TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Same here. Same. It's been quite a while. The last time we spoke, we were promoting a book that you had written, which had recipes, Caribbean, African, Asian, and so on. So it was quite a mix that you had there. And we were talking about your restaurant as well.
Yes.
In the UK now, it's been a while. Everything is post-COVID now. So bring us up to speed. Where exactly are we with you? Are you still running the restaurant? How are you writing a second book? Just give us an idea of where we at right now.
Right. The restaurant. I sold the restaurant. I decided to retire at the age of 59 because I didn't want to be working over 60. And then I relaxed a lot. Travel, and then I found sitting in the UK and it's boring and it's cold. And as I'm getting older, my joints are hurting and stuff like that. So I decided, to see, right, I came back to Saint Lucian for a while. I stayed 5 months here, right? And I was just, feeling the vibes, right? But then I was watching YouTube and I saw a gentleman called Wadamaya. He's a Ghanaian YouTuber. He's encouraging the diasporas to return to Africa and stuff like that, right? And when you first hear it, right, it seems to be too good to be true, right? But people listen, and then a land offer came, and I decided to buy some land, right, which was quite reasonable. You couldn't lose, right? So I did that, and I bought some land in a place they call Abri, which is about, I would say, an hour and a half to Accra, which is the capital, right? And I sat on it for about 3 months and stuff like that. Then I inquired about builders and stuff. And builders are very tricky anywhere you go. Anyway, you know what I mean? At times what you get, right, you can do nothing about, right?
It's universal.
It's universal. So, yes, because I love building. I like construction. My house in Saint Lucian, I actually built it. You see, so I like all this, putting things together and change it. Even though the architects do something right, I change it, which is good. Yeah, and that was it. And then about 3 months after, I decided to go and have a look at the land because I've never seen the land before.
Oh, really? All right, so I bought it and you hadn't seen it?
I hadn't seen it. I just bought something, right, and give you the square footage and stuff like that, right? So I went there and I saw the place. I saw, wow. It's like it is on a pineapple farm. The guy that shipped pineapple to Germany, to everywhere, right? And I said, that's good. And we are so far up the mountain, the air is just, oxygen is fantastic.
So you're abandoning the farm?
No, the farm is there, right? But where my house is now, right? That's where the farm was extended to.
Oh, okay.
So now opposite the road is the farm.
Okay.
So and on the other side, yeah. So the land was sold to us. Yeah, and they have about 84 spots on that site, right? And some people have already started building, but all of them started before me. So I decided that if I'm going to start something, I got to finish it because you cannot leave the blocks exposed to the weather. And people don't realize blocks are made with cheaply actually, right? They are not really, So I decided to do that and get my thing started. But what I did was that I used, have you ever heard of interlocking blocks?
No.
Right, interlocking blocks are earth blocks. The blocks, similar to what we used to have in Saint Lucia, the
bricks.
No, not bricks. The paisade, and then we put mud on it.
Right.
Right. This is the same sort of principle, but now it's pressed.
Oh, okay.
So it's very cool inside. You wouldn't need I don't have air condition because it's cold inside. So the blocks is about 9 inches by 4 inches by 11 inches.
Mm.
Right. And so I got somebody to press the blocks on site. And then when the blocks were cured, it takes about 2 weeks to cure and then another 2 weeks to dry it out. Then the guy did the foundation. I had to explain to him how I might want my foundation because the foundation is not what we do here. They deem that they have no earthquakes.
Okay.
But they have earthquakes because when you're in Southern Mountain, they have earthquakes and people have experienced it. So I did the same foundation which I did to my house here.
Mm-hmm.
My house here. So the people said, but boss, you spend a lot of money on the foundation. I said, what's this about in the foundation, the house go down?
3 seconds. So that's a sec. Yeah.
So I did that, and they listened to everything I said, right, which is good. And then when the foundation was finished, then I went and I saw what was happening. Because you have to go. People...
So you're very hands-on.
Very hands-on. People buy the land, get somebody to do it, and they never go there. And then they get problems and they start crying. You must go, right?
Let me just get a clarification. The land was being sold by the government or by private owners?
Private owners. But the land is on a lease.
Okay.
Leasehold. Because the thing is that I think it's a 50-year lease, but it could be renewed.
Right.
Right? Okay, because you've already got your house in there.
Yeah.
But the thing is that in Ghana, right, nobody can ever own the land outright like we do here. Right? Because they don't want foreigners to come, buy the land, and then you can't, do anything. Well, similar to South Africa too, I think.
Right.
Most African places now, right, even in Burkina Faso, Traore said the land is on lease. Right? But here we have it freehold.
So it's a policy that we should probably start to look at?
Yes, it's a policy you should start looking at, because the thing is that the land does belong to you and your family, but it doesn't ultimately belong to you because of your name, right? Because they have other people coming after you, right? So, but because my wife is Ghanaian, I got 100 years.
Okay.
Right? Well, 90 years or whatever, right? So then I'm privileged to the other people, which is 50 years.
Right.
Okay. And then my kids will be dead before 100 years anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way it is, right? But you have to be very careful, right? Because the deeds and stuff like that, right? It's very tricky. Because sometimes, okay, you could get your indenture. The indenture is the plot of land. You could see the size of it and everything. But then to get the deeds, it's a pain in the backside. It takes a long time because the government haven't got the facilities to facilitate so many people, because so many people, they got so many Americans. I tell you, right, we have so many Americans. On phase 3, right, mostly Americans. And they come over there, they build. They don't worry about the deeds because most likely you will get it anyway. But at times there are people that
you're waiting for a while.
Tricky, right? You know what I mean? So you have to be careful. That's all I'm saying, right? But if you get a reputable company, which is the company I use are reputable, right? They take you around, they show you the place, and then once you get your indenture, then the government have deemed then, right, that land belongs to the person that's selling it. Because at times, land is sold, right? And the people don't know. So you have to be very careful.
Yeah. So you have to do your research.
You have to do your research,
diligence and stuff.
Like everything else.
So the people who are moving in, like you and so on, are you going to retire there, or is it a home is it a summer home, or is it a home that you'll be using as Airbnb or whatever it is?
Yeah, all the above, everything. Because I'm somebody, I like to travel. I don't want to be staying in one place too long. So that's partly why I went and built it here, because the opportunity came up. I've got a place in Saint Lucia. I don't really need anywhere else, but I don't want to be staying in Saint Lucia for too long either. No, England. In the winter in England, it's too cold. So I travel, I go to France. I got a place in France also, so I go there also. So that's what I cannot stay in one place. At my age, why the hell should I stay in one place? Yeah, but it's good.
So you said a number of persons have moved in your so you spoke about a community with about 80-something,
84 people.
So they're divided into different.
How
do they call them? The classifications and so on.
What do they call? Well, they're plots.
Okay.
They're plots, right? The plots are
the community itself.
Yeah.
Is there a name?
It's Grace City Phase 2, right? So if you go online, put Grace City, right? Phase 2 or RKE, right? Then you'll find, they still have land selling. They have land all the time selling. But now it's not the same price as what I bought it, because obviously inflation. Yeah, so it's a good sort of community when it's finished. Right now, I'm the only community on the animals. Because nobody else, I got no neighbors. I don't have nobody to go and get a cup of tea from or whatever. So I feel, but I've already told them to pull their things out.
So those communities now are in isolated areas, or they're part of residential communities?
No, it's a gated community. That's what it is. It's a gated community. We are now next week we're going to start putting the wall, perimeter wall, right? So you're going to be secure.
Okay.
Right? It's all secured, right? And they're going to be a guard on the front, same as when Cap Estate used to be there, right? Yeah, there's a guard on the front, similar when you go to the hotels.
Yeah.
Similar to that. So safety is not the thing. It's just gated community. Only people that actually live there supposed to go. If they are invited, then do that. Yes.
So currently, you don't know who your neighbors are. I don't know if they're from England or from America.
Oh yeah.
The Caribbean.
No. I've got a list.
Oh, you have a list.
Yeah, because we are on the chat.
Okay.
All of us, right? But predominantly Americans. Yeah, we have Trinidadians, we have Jamaicans, we have Saint Lucians. I met a Saint Lucia actually.
Really?
Yeah. From Canary, I think it came from. But his father took him to Martinique when he was 16.
Okay.
So when I met him, right, we started talking Creole, right? Because we went to a Saturday sort of selling things, farm sort of thing. And I met the guy there. We started chatting, and his son speaks Creole also. Everybody was saying, "What kind of language is this?" All right? It was fantastic. I feel at home.
So the appeal for you is land is available. There's land in Africa because people are talking now about reconnecting with Africa and so on. And then it's opportunities and investment opportunities.
Yeah, loads. If I was not the age I am now, right, I was offered land to build a restaurant, right, for free.
Wow.
Right? I'm too old for that. I said I could advise you, but I'm not going to do this now. It's too much. Restaurant is very hard. But the opportunities there are endless. Whatever that you want to do, you could do it over there.
So is this something that you would advise Saint Lucians to think of?
Everybody from the Caribbean, go and have a look, right? And see the opportunity. You could see the opportunity. A lot of the people from the UK, right? You see most of those cream and everything, right? From cocoa butter and all these things. They go from England, get the thing about next to nothing, bring it back, put it in a jar, flog it to you for about 20 quid. That's what's happening. And people are doing it. It's amazing. But if I was younger, I would have opened a business there. Whatever I opened, I would have made money. There's money to be made.
And you chose Ghana as opposed to you could have chosen other African countries?
I could have chosen African countries that are allowed. It's because Ghana, 2019, that is the year of return. I don't know if you've heard of it.
In Ghana?
Yes, it was the year of return.
2019.
So a lot of people took the opportunity to go there.
Oh.
And most of them now have got their citizenship already. The government deemed that we need the diasporas to come back to help us build the country, but also connect with your ancestors. Because I'm really from the Upper Volta region, right? And this is where my wife comes from also, just by accident, right? Because my DNA tells me.
Okay.
Right? I did my DNA test. I've got part Nigerian, part Togo, part Ghana, part Ivory Coast, part Cameroon, and part Mali. So I'm the United States of Africa. You know?
Yeah.
So so once you have the DNA, you're fine.
So now, do you get a chance to interact with the Ghanaian people themselves?
Yeah.
And what is their thinking on that?
The thinking on that is they're happy to get us to come and help them, because what happens is that a lot of people there, right, they are builders, they are whatever, right? And if they have no work, what are they going to do? But we are coming over there. We are producing the same builder that actually finished my house off for me. I kept him on, and I actually have him start my brother-in-law's place, because my brother-in-law have a place there also.
Okay.
So from my brother-in-law, then he started another project for me. You see what I'm saying? So if they are good at what they do, then you keep them and you try to get them work. For friends also, let's say for instance somebody says to me, then he says, you've done that, right? Do you know anybody? Then I can recommend people. All right? They said to me, right, well, my boys, they said to me, boss, why don't you start a business? Again, I don't need to do all this. I don't want to do all this. It's a headache, you know? But I will recommend, if you are good at what you do, I recommend you. And that's what I do. You know, they want, even today, they call me and say, why don't you start Nah, I'm too old for that, man. You know, I'm looking at the other side already. I don't want to start these things.
And you mentioned that celebrities are getting involved as well.
Yes. If they have celebrities getting involved, and they are pushing it also. as I said, what I admire is the mouthpiece of Ghana. This guy, he just came from, he went Barbados, he went Grenada, I thought he was going to come to St. Lucia, but he didn't come to St. Lucia. He went Grenada, he was in Suriname, he went,
I think he was in Jamaica as well.
yeah, he must have been in Jamaica as well. Yeah, oh yeah, he was in Jamaica. But
Yeah. He went to the Bahamas and so on. Yeah.
right. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So he's encouraging, because I think he also went to Burkina Faso too.
Yes, he did, but he didn't get a audience with Traore.
He was trying to get one.
Yeah, he was trying to get one
Because he wanted to get the story from him as well.
right.
I remember. Yes, I know the gentleman you.
Oh yeah. But it's fantastic. The man, right? He really pushed. Most of the people that's over there now, right? It is through him that people are going to Ghana, because Ghana is a lot of us came from Ghana, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
a lot of us did, because if you ever have a chance to go to the dungeon, the castle, Elmina, you would go in there, right, and you will feel the spirit there. I urge every black man to go there, and some white people also, because the story that you hear and you see, right, is fascinating. How human beings can survive. Most of them died.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
most of them didn't even get to the Caribbean. They had a dungeon. They have no windows. They were feeding the people, right, from the floor up above. The people are in there, defecating in the same place which they eating. And oh man, when you could cry, tears come to your eyes. And our people survived, and we are here because we are strong. You know,
resilient people.
And I urge people to actually make the trip.
And I was about to ask you if that was one of the appeal as well, in terms of, Caribbean people of African connections and origins wanting to go back to, because of that connection as well.
Yes, it is. It is the connection. That's a part of our history. History we cannot change. That's what it is. And because a lot of us are more intelligent now. 20 years ago, I wouldn't be thinking about going back to Africa. But now, right, the world has opened. So we have a chance to go, because there's a flight going from Barbados in December, I think, as a vacation sort of thing, right? From Barbados, you know how far is it to Ghana? 4.5 hours flight.
That's pretty short.
4.5 hours of flight. So we have to go all the way to Europe.
Yeah.
8 hours, then take another 7 hours to Ghana. Why? Can anybody? Nobody can explain.
Yeah, because I think the Caribbean is now discussing. I think Barbados are discussing, and we had a Nigerian president not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we've been discussing those connections, and I think either Grenada had a conference recently.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I saw that.
Direct flight. Yeah, direct Grenada as well. Yes, the first direct flight from some African country to Grenada. So we've been having that discussion. So it's timely, and the fact that you've been there, and you are testimony to what's happening, I think that's powerful, because I know they were discussing it in Grenada about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yes. I saw the conference.
Yes.
And this is what people like myself, right, should do, because people are scared to put their toes in the water, right? But I tell you, right, when you come to Ghana, I tell you, the welcome you get is unbelievable. They have bands, similar to when you have steel band playing. There are people, they love the diaspora because they know that we are from there originally, right? Even though we don't speak the language, eventually we could learn. I know some words, I don't know everything, right? But you have to actually make the decision to go there even once before you die. Because when you reach on that soil, you're going to see the vastness of the place. But I forgot to tell you, the first time I went to Ghana, you know when? To Africa. I went to Nigeria and Ghana. I was 22 years old.
Wow.
Right? At that time, most of the Caribbean have never been to Ghana. Right? So when I arrived, right, recently, I saw the development. I was shocked. From where 42 years ago to now, amazing. But of course they can do better, but the change is fantastic.
And you say that there's similar plans for Burkina Faso that's already happening as well?
Yes, they are happening as Burkina Faso. Keep in touch with Burkina Faso, because they are trying to present African passport for all black people that are genetically from Africa, right? But as I said, the Haitians and the Jamaicans don't have to prove anything; they get it automatically, right? Because they have a African village in the hills in Jamaica, of course, the Marios, what they go, right? So they are, and even the Jamaicans don't need any visa to go to Ghana. As soon as they come in, that's it. Go in. They don't look at your visa because they have that connection, which we don't have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't moved there permanently as yet, but you're not going to move permanently, but you've spent extended periods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was there twice last year. I spent 3 months and 5 months there, and then I've been there twice this year. I spent 3 months and 3 months.
Okay, so you go there very often.
And then when I go back to the UK, I've got to go there for about 3 months and come back. Because the thing is that at my stage of life, I cannot stay in one place, especially when the place is cold. I'm not interested. You made one place all done, Africa, Saint Lucia, Yeah, and it's good.
So we won't get to sample your food because your restaurant is no longer there. But at least you left the recipe book for us to.
Yeah,
we can do it ourselves if we need to get a sense of what your cooking was like. So it's definitely you retired and you're off this. So you're not going to be another Rosembert restaurant anytime soon.
What I might do is to I don't know if I sent you the picture of my kitchen. My kitchen is designed for demonstrating, right? Mm-hmm. And one of these I might get together and try to do a demonstration for YouTube or something like that. But otherwise,
was in your kitchen here?
No. Well, my kitchen here is Ghana is okay also, right? Well, you've been to my kitchen.
Yeah, I've been to your kitchen, yeah.
Right? The kitchen in Ghana is far much designed for that, because it's got more room and you could put your tripod, you could put everything is there ready to go.
Okay.
I've got my sink in the center. Right? So I did it just in case if I wanted to do the demonstration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it sounds like a pretty exciting period of your life.
Oh yeah,
once
definitely.
You got retirement and so on.
That's the best period of my life, my friends. Believe me.
And you had to, because you called me and said you need to talk about this and we need to know of this opportunity in Ghana.
Yeah.
Which is quite an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, you all should take the opportunity because the thing is that land prices, right? If I said to you, I bought that land for about £3,000, right? Now it's worth about £12,000, right? In 2 years, right? What does that tell you?
Opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all you people here in the diaspora from St. Kitts, Nevis, wherever, right? Put your foot in the water. Go and have a look. You don't have to buy anything. Just go and have a look.
There'll be flights pretty soon.
But even though, right, you could fly to Europe and then go if you are desperate. But anybody that wants to know any more about it, you could give them my number. They could call you, give them my number, and advise them, right? If they want to know anything, I'll tell them. I'll tell them the truth. Don't worry, I'm not going to hide anything.
Yeah, you'll be honest.
Yes, whatever that's happened to me, I'll tell you, and then you make your own decision. That's what I can leave it at, because I think we all should go in for once in our lives to see the motherland, and that's all I can say. You have to.
Yes.
If for somebody like you, right? Mm-hmm. You should be one of the first people to go over there.
Yeah, definitely. Once the flights get established,
right? Go over there to actually see the place, and
it's a fascinating story.
It is good. I'm telling you.
And I like the fact that you talk that Ghana is appealing to its diaspora.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, and in some cases, some solutions do come back. I know there's a chef who recently came back from England and established a business here and so on. How critical is it for the diaspora to reinvest in the country?
Reinvest here
wherever they're from. So the African diaspora, the Caribbean diaspora.
Okay. The diaspora that's abroad, right? You'll find very few will repatriate to Saint Lucia or something like that to invest.
Is there any reason for this?
Yes, it comes down to the cost, right? The cost is the thing. Now, you go to Ghana, right? The amount of money you would pay to start a business over there, right? It's a fraction, a quarter of the amount of money you would pay here. That's what you all don't realize. This is why a lot of people are going over there to buy stuff, bring it back and sell it. They have to pay duty when they come back, but they still make a lot of money because the raw materials. Why do you think Burkina Faso stopped shipping stuff to America? Because they were getting the stuff too cheap, right? Now they have to pay full price. They're crying. So we have to make a conscious decision to go and have a look. If you have to go have a look at a cocoa farm to see what they're doing or somewhere else, just get some of the stuff, right? And use it in the Caribbean also, bring it back or whatever. But here we have a problem. The governments of this place, right, take too much money from the people. Let me give you one example. I bought a flashing, right? A flashing that's to put around the stuff, right?
Yeah.
It cost me £12. I came over here, exactly the same size, $140. Now, if you are not telling me, right, that too much money is taken from the people here. That's why I used to come here for a long time, but I'm not staying here for long. Because I'll stay in Ghana longer now. Because Ghana, I can go and I can buy lunch. Right? Lunch, right? With 2 pieces of fish and everything else. £2.50. Here, my lunch will cost me £10. Right? Same parable. The imported stuff here, really, right? It is far too much duty on it. And
so you get more local stuff in Ghana. There's not so much imported
local.
stuff.
A lot of stuff I imported, but local stuff like food for me, right? I don't eat anything to do with flour. I don't eat any rice. The problem in Ghana and here, you all are eating too much rice. And rice is the one that's killing all black people around the world because of the high concentration of sugar in rice, the starch.
Yeah.
It's killing all of us. I go to Ghana, the same thing happened. Before 70 years old, they're dead. Because they are eating. When you see the rice, a bowl of rice, and they're chopping, and I like it because they're still using their hands like what we used to a long time ago. So I go and I chop the same as them. I don't eat rice. I don't eat nothing to do with flour. All right? So this is what we have to try to get. If people are listening, remember, I'm a chef. I know about what's what, right? I'm telling you, rice and flour are the worst things for black people all around the world. Not only here, all around the world. You die and people don't know why you die. How much rice have you eaten? How much bread that you eat? It's not good for you. So me, look at me, I'm 68 this year, right? I train, I do all these things, right? Because I want to stay alive longer.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy your retirement and everything.
Of course, that's what I'm doing.
And enjoy your investments in Ghana as well.
Exactly.
Let me ask you about I'm interested in the people of Ghana. I know you said things are cheap there and so on. Normally when things are cheap, it's either there's cheap labor.
No, I'm going to say cheap. It is reasonable. It is not cheap. When you say cheap, you mean maybe you might not get the quality, right?
No, you might get a quality, but and that's why you
local things is really reasonable.
And okay, that's why you said Burkina Faso stopped the widespread exports because they were not getting a fair price.
They was not getting a fair price.
So what I was trying to find out if people in Ghana are getting a fair price for their products as well.
They are doing the same thing. Ghana in 4 months, right, made $5 billion on the gold because they stopped shipping the gold, right? So now they have to pay the full price for the gold, right? The bauxite, all this, and that's the beauty of it. Now the Traoré have put in the government's mind now, right? You have to actually use your head.
Yeah, it's your resource.
It's your resource, right? And that's what's happening. But as for things like food, okay, a yam, right, about that big, right? I pay because I brought a lot of yam back. I paid 40 cedis. 40 cedis is equivalent to about £4, right? A yam that size in the UK. 10-15 pounds.
So agriculture is pretty big. I think you mentioned a pineapple plantation.
Oh yes, agriculture is very big, right? And the pineapples, right? It's amazing. Yeah, but it could be better because they have a lot of land.
Yeah,
right. And they could be. You see, like Burkina Faso have done. They got the tomato plant and what you call it, factory and stuff like that, making tomato puree now and everything. Fantastic. Well, Ghana have the same also, but it's they are doing well. It takes time, right? It takes time.
But you have to start.
You have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
And they are making progress. Believe me.
Yeah. Well, Chef, I'm very happy we had this conversation because I think you've excited me about exploring in Ghana and some parts of Africa as well. I've been following the developments in Burkina Faso.
Brilliant.
To see what's happening. And I'm familiar with the YouTuber that you spoke as well.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we had a conversation too about, the diaspora and the diaspora reinvesting in the country, because it's something that a conversation I want to have in terms of letting the diaspora know the opportunities in your homeland.
Yes.
That you can invest in, you can enjoy the resources that other investors are enjoying. So I'm happy you did that. I'm sad that you don't have your restaurant at the moment, but you made your contribution and you've left the recipe book for us. And I guess it's still available on Amazon or somewhere. Your book to run sold.
It's been sold.
Right. So we can access the book. Okay, I remember the last recipe we were talking about, you were dealing with okras and so on, which is quite healthy as well. So Chef, thanks so much for your time. It's good to see you, and all the best with your mission in Ghana.
Nice to see you again. Now you have my number, as I said, right?
Yes.
Give it to the people that call you, and I'll help if I can. Right? I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. I'll tell you how it is. Right? But the thing is that if you could invest, even buy a plot of land for about £10,000 or whatever, right? You will appreciate in time.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're ready, if you want to go and build something, it's up to you. If not, you sell it. It's an investment. It's like everything else. But I think you should make a thing, right, to actually go there for you to see yourself, right? And then you could come and see me.
Yes, certainly.
All right?
Appreciate it.
Okay, because you know my house.
We have an invitation.
Yeah, you have an invitation.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much, Chef. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, good. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
All right.